Hey everyone, it's Sue here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to thank everybody for popping on over and watching my videos and subscribing. I do appreciate it so much. So this particular canvas is for a challenge over on Creative Arts Collaboration Facebook group, and it is the hashtag Loveautumnart challenge. So for the month of August, like every month they have a different challenge. So for the month of August, it's about something that inspires you, autumn related. The first thing I thought of was the new paints, which aren't so new anymore, made by Dina Wakely. You know, these paints came out in the beginning of this year. And when I purchased them, yeah, I found them to be very autumn-like. You know, they really are like a deeper colors, more deep than I'm used to using. So I hadn't been using them too much. Like I'll pull out her first set of colors way before I would pull out this set, only because they're not my go-to colors. But for something autumn related, they are perfect. So this right here, to me, adding this fuchsia, which does not look fuchsia to me, but adding this color, this to me is where all the magic begins on this particular canvas. And even normally, I don't normally even put color on canvases. I usually just do mixed media, meaning, I don't know, I add a lot of pieces to it, a lot of metals and, you know, using different pigments and stuff like that, but more like in inks and that type of thing. So that's my bird. So watch this. See that green form? Isn't that just beautiful? So by that fuchsia mixing with the ocean color, oh, it created this gorgeous green. And I just felt like the magic was happening right here, just by blending these colors ever so slightly. So I thought that the painting really came out quite beautiful. And now that I'm really getting these colors blended just exactly like I wanted them to be, then I decided to give it a good dry, which I did for several minutes, just so I could go on to the next step. I have my Liquitex matte medium in that white bottle, and these cards right here are from Tim Holtz. And, you know, I have them in my stash, and I'm like, I'm going to use them. So I picked out the cards. I thought that the colors went well with the colors on the canvas. And the canvas is 11 by 14, and it's a flat canvas. And it is one that I got, well, actually a set of them, a set of 3 I got at Walmart for $5. So very well worth it. And so I put 4 of these on here, and now I'm going to build up off of these. So the color is the first layer. Now these cards being the second layer, and I have an idea in my head. I know what I want my end result to look like. So I am actually working towards that point. So now the cards are on just the way that I need them to be, and thinking about what I'm going to do next. And this right here, I don't even know what to call it. What it really is I had gotten some new carpet, and this is the piece that you put under the carpet so it doesn't move. And I had to cut some off, and I'm like, well, hey, Being a mixed media artist, you can't get rid of that, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I can stencil with it, I can add texture with it, and then I'm like, well, heck, I can even add it directly onto a canvas. And that's what I'm doing here. And to add it on, I'm using Art Basics Heavy Body Gel and and that silicone brush I'm using as well to get the silicone, and you'll see the brush right here. So it's hard. It's not like a paint brush where it's, with the bristles. It's silicone. So it's like one piece. And I like using the Heavy Body Gel because I'm telling you, that stuff will hold anything down. I'm just telling you. And if it looks like, that when it first goes down, the Heavy Body Gel is white. But when it dries, and you'll see the photos at the end, the white is gone. It just disappears. I had pulled out just a bunch of little pieces of different things like washi tape, some nails that I had, different ephemera, and just all kinds of little goodies I had in my stash. So this washi tape is washi tape that was just on my desk, as most of it is that I'm going to use. Of course, right here, this is a new piece from a roll of washi, but I do add right there that blue and green. That is another piece that I had on my desk, and I thought went well with the colors on the page, on the canvas. All right, just making sure I keep moving this little piece of rug pad thing. And this little piece of washi, I had it like 3 different places before I finally decided where the heck it would land. And there it is. That's the home for that little piece of washi. So again, I have in my head what I'm going to be doing. So keep that in mind. So these pieces right here, I have a few different things going on. I have a piece of, like a little piece of thread. I have a little piece of like very thin rope. And then I have this metal piece that was very, very, very bendable in like a copper color. And I just put them all together. And now I'm using the Heavy Body Gel in a few places to make sure that all of that yumminess right there isn't going to go away. Now, this right here is a piece of the Fragments collection from Tim Holtz. I actually purchased it at a local yard sale at a craft store, a scrapbook store, not far from my house. And here I had these little clear sayings or words in my stash, and it says love, cherish, and that piece right there says friends, or friend, I should say. So again, I'm just making sure that that cluster right there is down. Now, I do use this piece, and at the end you'll see it's a little bit different, but I also have a little piece of film. I mean, that's like going to be like extinct one of these days. But I had a little piece of film, so I'm like, well, this is like really cool because it is all kind of geared around home sweet home, so photos and a key and, nails and that kind of thing. So that was kind of my thought process behind all of this. At this point, I like what's there. I have some of those clear pieces put down from Tim Holtz Fragments collection. I'm adding a rusty nail right there. I think I found in my garage. And you're going to see me here just placing things around, trying to figure out where they look best. And just so that you know, like right after finishing this cluster, I didn't know, but my battery got full, and then that was the end of it, but of the video. But I did take a lot of photos at the end so that you could see the finished product. I mean, it was almost finished. It was so close. So thank goodness. So there's that fragments package, and it has all these clear pieces in them. And I'm like, that Home Sweet Home kept curling up because it was just a piece of paper. So I'm like, that needs to go on to something. And I knew that package had a couple big pieces in it. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's perfect because it'll adhere down. I'll cut off the two sides because it was just a little bit longer than that actual acrylic piece. And it worked out perfectly. So I was very, very happy, with this and deciding to go this route because you could still see everything under it, so all those yummy pieces that I have there, you can still see everything. But on the right side, it was just leaning down just a little bit too much. It wasn't quite like flat. So I have this little like dowel that I got somewhere, probably in my garage. And I'm like, well, that should make it flatter. And really throughout this whole thing, I'm using that heavy body gel to get these pieces down. And I have these little, I guess they're washers, but they're kind of like on the rusty side. And, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I like that. I like it a lot, actually. So I got a few of those down because in my head, it's good to have different shapes, right? So I have nails, I have round pieces, I have the key, so there's a lot of different shapes going on. And I keep lifting this piece and putting it here to make sure that it's going to sit properly and everything under it looks okay. And then I realize, well, the key, I don't want to see the black part of the key. I want to see the key, the silver part of the key. So I turned that upside down, and you know what? I had never glued it down anyway. So it was a good thing I picked it up because I had placed it down and I never glued it down. So I did that, and I'm still adding little pieces here. Now for some super yumminess. I don't know if you guys have this stuff, but if you see it, pick it up. They're fun. They're called mini art stones, and they feel like there's no weight to them whatsoever. It's almost like they're little, I don't know, like styrofoam pieces. They're very, very, very light, and they really get all over very easily. They are made by Art Basics. And so all of that glue I have down there, I'm putting these little stones in there, and then I'm also taking the Liquitex matte medium and putting some over it because that particular matte medium is very fluid. And what a great way to make sure that all those little pieces stay in there. So that was where I lost the video. I wanted to show you these different things that I used. This is the cluster up close, and look at that gold. That gold is the Pearlex pigments. So I didn't even really get to show you that, but I put the pigment around in a few different spots, and you can see it there again at the bottom of the canvas. Lots of fun stuff. Very, very busy, but lots of fun. So I hope you liked it. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.